I wanted to share this video with you. It's about my friend Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's his 6 rules for success. And Arnold Schwarzenegger has inspired me. He's probably inspired you. He's certainly inspired millions of people. This guy sets a goal, he reaches a goal, he sets another goal, he reaches that goal. We've seen him succeed in business. We've seen him succeed in athletics. We've seen him succeed in movies. Then we saw him succeed again in politics. Now he's back into movies. So check out my friend Arnold Schwarzenegger in the 6 rules for success.
I can explain how I became successful and who I am today by going through what I call Dr. Schwarzenegger's 6 rules of success. But before I start, I just wanted to say these are my rules, and I think that they can apply to anyone, but that is for you to decide, because not everyone is the same. There's some people that just like to kick back and coast through life, and others want to be very intense and want to be number one and want to be successful. And that's like me. I always wanted to be very intense. I always wanted to be number one. I took it very seriously in my career. So this was the same when I started with bodybuilding. I didn't want to just be a bodybuilding champion. I wanted to be the best bodybuilder of all times. The same was in the movies. I didn't want to just be a movie star. I wanted to be a great movie star that's the highest paid movie star and have the BAFTA title billing. And so this intensity always paid off for me. This commitment always paid off for me. So here are some of the rules. The first rule is trust yourself. And what I mean by that is so many young people are getting so much advice from their parents and from the teachers and from everyone. But what is most important is that you have to dig deep down and ask yourselves, who do you want to be? Not what, but who. And I'm talking about not what your parents and teachers want you to be, but you. I'm talking about figuring out for yourselves what makes you happy, no matter how crazy it may sound to the people. So rule number 1 is, of course, trust yourself no matter how and what anyone else thinks.
Here's the goal, and whatever it takes to get there, I will do. So I was doing my daily work, cleaning the guns and going to the shooting range, marching 20 miles a day and crawling around up hills with weapons, running at 5 in the morning with heavy combat boots and all of this stuff. And when everyone just almost drops dead at night and is totally exhausted, I worked out 3 hours and got up early in the morning again to do my sit-ups and my push-ups and my chin-ups. There was a clear conflict, a dilemma, because the lifting was not a traditional sport for them. They didn't like the idea. They didn't even have the equipment. I had to go and figure out every way possible to do dips between chairs or put a bar across 2 chairs and do upside-down rowing. Everyone would say this is the wrong direction that I'm going, or I'm in a dream world, I'm useless. Whatever it was, I said, I'm going to break through that. No matter what it takes, I needed to reach that goal, that vision that I had of being a world champion.
You have to think outside the box. That's what I believe. After all, what is the point of being on this earth if all you want to do is be liked by everyone and avoid trouble? The only way that I ever got any place was by breaking some of the rules.
Think big, because then you're going to get big. Then you're going to go and achieve big things. That is the most important thing. We don't achieve big things by accident. So shoot for the top, shoot for the sky, shoot for the, for the stars. All of those liabilities that they talked about started turning into assets. When I did Conan the Barbarian, the director came to me and he said, if we wouldn't have you, we would have had to build one. And on Terminator, the director said, I couldn't imagine to have anyone play Terminator that wouldn't have an accent and that wouldn't have your body. I cannot imagine the line, I'll be back, with a normal American accent. It works so perfectly that you have this German accent. So all of those things that they said are liabilities became an asset. As moment went on, it grew and grew, and I went from one movie to the next, started making more and more money, and then I ended up being the highest paid actor with $30 million on Terminator 3.
Damals, wie das eben war, Bodybuilding in dem Sinn hat es ja eigentlich nicht gegeben. Und wir Jungs haben damals immer gesagt, geh Arnold, wenn's träumst, leg dich nieder. Von den Eltern aus, das war ja eigentlich nicht sehr erwünscht.
My father, he said this is an embarrassment to me and was stomping all over me. I said I wanted to get into acting. People said no. You have an accent and you have a body that is too big and your name no one can pronounce. Be realistic. It's the 70s. Today, Dustin Hoffman, he's the big shot. Al Pacino, little guys. Woody Allen, sex symbol. Even when I ran for governor, they said, are you kidding me? I mean, you can never win. Give it up. But I didn't pay any attention because I said to myself, what did I do? When they said you can't go to Germany, you can't compete in a Junior Mr. Europe, that I did not listen to the no. I went, and it worked out. And I used that attitude as a blueprint for the rest of my life. The other thing is that you got to work your butt off. If you think that you're going to go and accomplish something really special and be the best in anything in the world, and you think you can do it without working, you make a big mistake. Because no matter what I did, if it was in bodybuilding or in acting or if it is in the political arena, it always took a lot of work. And you got to put out, and you got to, sometimes make a lot of sacrifices. Notice, if you're not willing to work hard, forget about it. So there's another rule that is very important. Don't be afraid to fail. Because if you're afraid to fail, then you're always holding yourself back because you're afraid that if you go all out, you may fail. Well, in weightlifting, we learned that very quickly. The only way you could break a record is if you're willing to fail. That's when you put on more weight, you try it, sometimes you would not be able to lift it, which has happened to me many times, but eventually, when you train hard enough, you will lift it. So don't be afraid to fail. I mean, how far can you fall? You're going to find the naysayers in every turn that you make. Don't listen. Just visualize your goal, know exactly where you want to go. Trust yourself. Get out there and work like hell and break some of the rules and never, ever be afraid of failure.